One of my favorite recipes for my blog. It is a delicious, cozy, comforting meal. It is my shepherd's pie. I think we looked it up, and it's also known as cottage pie. And I'm obviously not an expert here, but either way, point is it's full of delicious protein, fiber, all plant-based, whole foods. That's the way I like my recipes to be, if Lord willing. So with that, let's just jump right into this recipe because it's gonna take us a little bit, but not too long. It's very easy. Gathering some of the recipe ingredients that we will need. By the way, we just went grocery shopping and we'll go for white mushrooms, and that's all we use in the freezer. Uh-oh, I thought it was open. And it is. First, I'm pulling up the recipe on my blog, fashionfaithfood.com. Shepherd's pie. Can you see it? Okay. First, what I'm gonna do is get started on the potatoes because those definitely take the longest to cook. I'm not really gonna show you how I make my potatoes. My suggestion would be just to make them however you like your mashed potatoes. I said I wasn't showing you guys how I cook my mashed potatoes, but a little tip is if you're going to be making them without heavy cream and all of those kind of ingredients, which I personally don't include in my diet, then try mixing in some of the gold Yukon potatoes or Yukon gold potatoes with a white russet, and I find that it makes them creamier and just a little bit more buttery. And I always like to mix these two potatoes together when I'm making mashed potatoes. I recommend a garlic press, but I don't have one, so for now I'm just gonna mince it. Put my garlic in a bowl off to the side until I'm ready to saute it for two reasons. One, it's good to let it sit and activate all the healing properties of garlic. It also sautés much faster than onions, so I don't want to burn it, and for that reason I set it off to the side to use later. The onion in. Add those in. Onions have caramelized really nice and didn't really need any oil because the onions themselves have a natural oil. So we're just gonna mix this together. Mushrooms about a minute, and we'll add in our garlic. I'm using these bean trio. It just has a mix of organic kidney beans, pinto beans, and black beans. Tomato paste. Ew. We have our beans, 2 cups of our mixed veggies. All right, so what looks like burnt is really just mushroom, and the garlic is in there and everything is nice and sauteed. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. I'm going to add our spices. So here we have some cumin, some thyme, and parsley, which is almost out. I like to do heapings of everything, you know. Our herbs are mixed in, and now I'm going to add our tomato paste and mix that around just a little bit, and then we'll add beans, our veggies. I'm going to do to soften the veggies and soften the beans. I'm going to just add in broth. You can do a veggie stock, a veggie broth. Technically, you can do a chicken or beef broth, but it won't be plant-based anymore. So, just do you. Personally, not gonna lie, I'm using an organic chicken broth. Okay, I said it. I'm gonna add a little Worcestershire. But I'm gonna add a little sriracha. broth to cover the bottom. I have exact measurements in the blog post. This is what we're working with. And now there's just a little bit of liquid in the bottom, so it's kind of lightly simmering things. And I'm gonna take our lid, cover our pan. Go ahead and preheat my oven to 425 while this is simmering. Okay, now to finish my potatoes. It's been about 10 to 12 minutes and perfect. You can see the tomato paste has thickened up, and now we're just going to assemble. Just gonna take our filling. Just gonna thin it out. Oh, it smells so good. And I'm just gonna start layering the top. I guess I would say it's about 3 heaping cups of mashed potatoes. I think that's what I would say. So now we're just gonna push down our mashed potatoes. Things look really fancy. You can use the back side of a spoon and push into the mashed potatoes and make a little design. Just kind of go in and like this. It kind of rounds them on the edges. It creates little crevices like a moon so that they crisp up, and it just good. But honestly, it's gonna taste good whether you do this or not, so don't worry about it. All right, now we're gonna put it in the oven, for 425 and bake it for 20 minutes.
Dang, that looks good.
It does look really good. It's one sexy shepherd's pie. I think it's just potatoes. They're so good looking. Okay. Does that not look incredible? I mean, it's messy, but it's comfort food.
So good.
We need to bless this. Hello, puppies. Hello.